Look at that plumage. Oh, I should not have worn shorts today. Ah! Look at him. He's on my knees. We're doing couples yoga. Let me see your upward bird. Ow! We're doing couples yoga. Fly. Fly. Oh. Fly. That's gonna leave a mark. Oh my God, do I still have a nose, you guys? Hey, Scott here, Scotty's Animals. I just got to the rescue and I'm gonna check in, and I think my first bonding is already here. So I'm gonna get them checked in and situated. They probably already are. Oh, I forgot my mask. But I'm just gonna get everything going and go back to the car and get the mask, and we'll get this going. So I'm not sure exactly if I'm gonna film full bondings or how I'm gonna do it today, but we'll see what happens. And you know, I invite you to hang out. All right, let's do it. All right, got the mask. No, we don't usually fix the girls. We
like neuter them, I guess.
No, well, you spay females and you neuter males, but we tend to very infrequently neuter males. We almost never spay females.
What's his name?
That is Yoshi, and this is Titus. So basically, we prefer at our rescue to do same-sex bondings rather than. But we do have neutered males occasionally. Sometimes these boys will fail repeated bondings for, you know, practically a year. And when that happens, you know, we will often take them to a vet that we trust. Oh my goodness, that was a giant flared butt in the full screen. So they flare their butts when they're doing this process, and sometimes it can make a funky smell. But yeah, a neutered male, and I cover this in my bonding rules video. A neutered male and a female will get along probably better than 90% chance, 95%, just almost guaranteed. And sometimes the male will still be a little humpy, but it's usually a lot less. But thinking that you could neuter two boys and have them be more calm, that's not really the case. So.
Is he nice? Is Yoshi nice?
Yoshi is nice. All piggies are nice. It's just personality. Sometimes it's not about whether they're nice or mean, it's just finding the right friend.
Does he bite?
Not really. Well, all guinea pigs have the potential to bite each other. They don't usually bite people. They might nibble on your fingers, but.
Last time he bites me.
Well, you've got to hold him right. You've got to keep your fingers out of his mouth. If you have him in the cuddle sack and you're feeding him a carrot or some lettuce, then you just got to keep your fingers out of his mouth. Because he's not going to grab your finger and pull it into your mouth. He's only going to nibble if your finger's right there. Keep your finger on the nose. Scratch the nose. So it's going pretty well. He might like it. He might purr. That was kind of funny. Titus did a little. He was trying to scratch his side. So, what are we looking for? For every minute that they stay together and don't fight, it's kind of a little victory. What are we not looking for? You've already seen they were chattering teeth the previous one with Takahuri. some of the names that these piggies end up with, it's amazing. I think those piggies were surrendered with their names. I'm sure it's probably a cartoon character or something. But if they chatter their teeth, if they face off, they were lunging, like they were like kind of faking out, like they were, lunging. They didn't actually bite each other, but look, it just didn't seem like it was going to back off. When they face off at each other and chatter their teeth and start lunging, it's just a matter of time where someone will actually just follow their communication will be. They don't trust each other, and so at some point someone's going to jump. Weed whacker! He misses me. So, this is a pretty good time, I think, to put in the space house. Okay, space house, work your magic. It's like a commercial for the space house, because it's like, think about all the wonderful relationships started in the space house. Normally, I recommend kind of the opposite. We like to have a house that has multiple entrances and exits. The space house is great because it saves space, and if each of your piggies have one, if your piggies get along, then the space house is fine. There won't be any problems. But sometimes for rambunctious boys, I recommend like a tunnel. But we sell them on Amazon, but here they're $10 cheaper. What's going on in there, boys? Titus, what are you doing? You having fun? Go get him. Get him. Say, I want to be in the house too. Go get him. Yeah. He just kind of did a loop around him. Go get him. Wow, he's just... So, he had a buddy at the pet store?
No, somebody bought him, took him home.
Oh, and returned him. So they bought him and paired them up with their piggy?
Yeah, that they
Okay.
had for years.
Oh, and then they got in a fight.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that piggy will find out about us too.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is at the pet store, they don't let you do a bonding session, and they don't have unlimited piggies we don't have unlimited piggies, but potentially we do, in the sense that we've got a long waiting list, and we do have a bunch of piggies available. Definitely a lot more than any pet store or any shelter, and I've done this thousands of times. I've bonded thousands of guinea pigs.
What are we looking for at this? What is this house? They're going to show us how they would get along?
Yeah, if they fight, they're not a match. If they can coexist in the presence of this house, if they can go in and out and get along and not fight, you never know exactly what's going to happen in the future. I mean, I'll do 10 bonds, and a couple weeks later, one of them might come back. So they'll say, "Oh, they were going great for a week, and then they started fighting." It's hard to. But we try to leave you with, above 90% confidence that they're going to get along. And so that's what this whole play date is seeing how their personalities are, looking for any signs of aggression. And so far there have been no signs of aggression, just a lot of rambunctiousness. And actually that's great, because that means they're thrilled to be together. So I put this in here to just see how close they can be together, and then I take it out. That usually gets them kind of a little bit more rambunctious again. Start your engines. What's that?
So can we take them?
Can we take them? It's looking really good. You'll definitely get to take someone home as a new friend, but let's be extra cautious. We want to make sure.
And another thing, if we do take them home, should we monitor them?
There will almost be like a do-over in the new house. So that actually, let me ask, what is what kind of cage do they have?
Oh,
Is it a pet store cage?
It is. But it
So-
has the extra, like outside.
That oxbow thing,
Yeah.
not my favorite.
You see what it-
Because without that expanded thing, it's
It's
definitely,
really small.
it's small.
Yeah.
It's like the size of this.
Yeah. It's also insanely expensive. You could build 3 of your own CNC cages for that price, or buy 2 of the best top-of-the-line ones from guineapigcages.com. Which is well below what our minimum. We recommend a minimum of 8 square feet. And that's minimum. I can, well, I guess I can't show you. You could
Well, we
sort
saw
of.
them outside, and I've also looked at the YouTube.
Where did you see? Oh, the Midwest over
Yeah.
there?
There. And then
Yeah.
I've seen them on YouTube too.
Yeah. The
That was-
Midwest is an easy way to just instantly have the right size, but a pack of grids and some zip ties, you can make a CNC cage in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. I went to Target and Walmart. I couldn't find them, so I
Really?
think I might have to order them.
They are online. We have grids here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I'm sure we have plenty of grids. We've got the Coroplast also.
Oh, okay. That's the other thing too. I wasn't sure what it was.
Home Depot has the Coroplast. It's called corrugated plastic. It's just a big sheet.
Yeah.
So if there's a Home Depot near you and it's easier to do that, we roll it up. But if we can't fit it in your car in the back seat, you can get Coroplast everywhere. But
Okay.
we do have giant sheets of it in a couple different colors. You know, and the Oxbow thing, like for short term, it's okay, but every little thing you do contributes to the harmony or the discord in their life. And having a cage, especially for 2 young boys, the smaller the cage, the more likely they will fight.
Yeah.
You know, of course, so I would say, so first of all, got to get some fleece pads, because whether they're pooping and peeing all over the floor.
Yeah, we usually have a blanket actually.
Yeah, well, I would get an actual fleece flipper,
Yeah.
so you can get fleece that has an absorbent layer sewn into it.
Okay.
And those, they take, because the thing is, this will pee, they'll pee on this, it'll wick, or it won't wick, the puddle will just sit there or go right through.
Right.
So it won't actually retain any of the moisture, or it'll just be gross. So either it goes right through to the floor, or it just sits on top, and then they kind of shift their weight and it absorbs right back into their fur. But for short-term towels, even puppy pads, you can get like a pack of little puppy pads at the dollar store. The thing is, sometimes they might chew on them, so the fleece is, and you can make your own fleece flippers. You get U-Haul pads or cotton batting, and you just put it in the middle. And we have some smaller ones as an example, but it's there's plenty of places like Etsy or where people are making them and selling them for a really good price. And they last forever. You just wash them, or you get a couple of them and wash them. But you're going to basically, when you get home, you're going to do this all over again. You're going to put them in the enclosure, and they're going to, because you're going to send them home in a separate carrier.
Right.
Separate, because you don't want them to fight. What part of town are you in?
Like that.
Like-
You mentioned
okay.
there's another one that you could put the bedding inside and another carrier. Was it this one or was it a bigger?
Yeah, well, these are really good carriers
Uh-huh.
even for 2 little boys, or even 2 full-grown boys that get along. This is fine.
Okay.
But a pet store cage
Uh-huh.
with bedding, they can last, all day or even overnight. A larger pet store cage, which is still too small for them to live in, is really
But
great
just
for like even like a weekend trip. If it's got a couple inches of pine shavings at the bottom, it's going to stay fresh for a while. But people show up all the time with nothing in the bottom of these, and they're slipping and sliding in their own pee and poop and stuff. At least bare minimum a towel or something, but a nice fleece. Because like I said, you can get these fleece pads that are absorbent in pretty much any size. So making one to fit in your carrier. But this is great for a couple hours. Any longer than that, and I do a small pet store cage because it just is much easier. So yeah, these guys are really doing well. This is the point where you're waiting for them to screw it up. Are you going to screw it up? What do you think? What's that little bump on your ear? He's got like a little ear tag. He's got like a little... You're so cute. He looks kind of like... Does he look like Nate? He kind of looks like my pig Nate. Okay, so I say we give him a few more minutes, and we'll check in with him. You've already done your paperwork, so... Ursula's regulating over here. Okay, so yeah, let's just... You've already done your paperwork, so we just really just want to be confident. Our happy ending. Oh, look at that. You got to give the baby some room. Titus. Oh, he's chattering at me. He's like, I'm the big brother. Don't tell me what to do. Well, let's make sure that they're chattering at me and not each other. Come on, boys. Let's see some definitive answers. I mean, they've been together for 30 minutes. You know, getting along nicely.
Oh, they're getting along.
They're sharing lettuce.
Well, let's eat together. Okay.
You like being on camera? Look at that funky butt. There was this one lady, I was doing a bonding video, and so I was telling you how their butts flare out like that, and she picked these piggies out. She picked this piggy out to bond with her piggy, and they started doing the bonding, and it was going really well, and the piggy was so cute, and I was like, what do you think? And she's like, well, can we try another one? And I was like, why? What's wrong? She's like, I don't like his butt. Something weird about his butt. I was like, oh, it's just flared out, and that's just, that's normal. That's what they do. I'm going to do a whole video about this cuteness graph. But basically, the more you learn about guinea pigs, the cuter they are, right? But there's a separate graph with the same trajectory. The more you learn about guinea pigs, the grosser they are. You're like, wait, they eat their poop? Wait, they flare their butts? Wait, they pee all over everything? Gross. But they're so cute. You're like, wait, they purr? Yep, right before they eat their own poop, they make the cutest sounds. He's such a purr monkey. Get him!
What's that sound that they make when they squeal really loud? Is that a good thing or like loud, like they're almost screaming? It sounds like. What's that?
Well, they make that sound when they're trying to get you to give them food. If it's got, I mean, I'm not sure what other type of scream you're talking about.
What's that?
That sounds like you stepped on them.
No.
If it doesn't have that, then I'm not sure.
I heard it once.
Sometimes
When
they
I was,
chirp.
like, petting them. Yeah, I guess we would chirp. So the same thing we do at the house, the same bonding.
Just put them together. I mean, it shouldn't be crazy. It shouldn't be as rambunctious, but there probably will be a little reset. Look at him. Yeah. Get low. Get low. Aw, you like your buddy? You like your new friend? This is Yoshi. This is Yoshi. It's a Titus. Oh, back to the old humping. You cool with that, Yoshi? He's like, I got my own tricks. I got some moves. Get your butt out of the way. All right, well, I think that I declare this a match. And hopefully they can just keep up the good behavior.
And say they don't. What should we do?
If they don't, if you really, never put your hand in between them if they're fighting, like these turkeys that came over.
Well, no, I saw
just
what you did here when the other two were fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wrap your hand and separate, you know, because if it gets bit and it's really deep and it bites through both inside and the outside of the skin really deep, you'll have a nasty infection. You'll have to go get antibiotic injected in your hand. You don't want that. So
what about when she got bit in her finger?
well, if it's not bad, then it's not bad.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like, but it's like it'll either swell up or it won't.
Okay.
Most bites are superficial, but if you get bit really deeply and it does swell up, it's because you got some bacteria in there.
Okay.
But I've gotten bit really bad. I've flushed it out with peroxide and alcohol and did all this stuff, and it's still swelled up really crazy.
Okay.
But I've gotten bit a million times, and it's only gotten bad once. Because I really put my hand in between two piggies, my boys, that were about to bite each other, and one of them as soon as he bit down on my hand and he realized it was me, he freaked even worse. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm never gonna get lettuce again!" And his tooth was like stuck inside my skin.
Is that mine has bitten me when I picked him up to put him back in his little.
But I mean, like really, really hard.
No, it's
just
small,
like a nibble, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another reason why having cuddle sacks like this, you know, you say, Titus, get in there, and then you scoop them up, right? And you don't even have to put your fingers don't even have to be exposed. But you know, a lot of times when people get bit, it's because your piggy thinks, "Oh no, I'm gonna fall. You're holding me weird."
Yeah.
But I mean, look, he's you know.
Yeah, he's chill.
Look, I'm putting my finger right in his face, and he's not.
No,
He's like, "What are you doing to me?"
Yeah.
Guinea pigs
Normally don't.
They really don't bite. It's just, you know, there's just situations in which it might be more opportune for them to bite, but it's usually because your finger's right in their face. You know, like if I put my finger right under this towel that for some reason he really wants to chew on, you know. But even so, I swap out my finger for the towel and he's like, eh. It's going great. Thanks for asking, Elizabeth. I think we've got a match. Yoshi and Titus. Hey, boys.
I like the name Yoshi, Mama. I don't think we should change it.
Right as I said it was a good match, he starts chit-chattering. No, I think they'll be okay. But again, you know, they're just sitting here in an empty cage with nothing. There's no water, there's no hay, there's just a little bit of lettuce that's getting all soggy. So when you get them home and they're in that, you know, big open pen, but you might find that setting up a CNC cage that's about the same size will just be so much easier to clean and maintain. And instead of having it all spill out onto the floor like that, if you had them up on a little table, then you could put all the supplies underneath it and it would really save a lot of space. Because if you have a nice big cage, you know, people always ask a lot about floor time, but if you have a nice big cage with plenty of space to run, floor time is less important. It's fun to have them out on the floor and running around, but a lot of pigs will just go hide behind the couch and pee. And having a big cage is never a substitute for, because I try to tell people, and I can sound like a jerk really quickly. I'll say, you know what it is when you get to go out into a pen once a day for a couple hours?
Yeah.
It's prison. That's like the prison yard, you know, right? It's like, that's not cool. Another one? All right, well, these guys, it's a match. So I think we just got to do some health checks and we'll get them on the road. Okay, health checks.
And with the yellow lid on the rack.
So we'll do a little PSA about, even though it's only 80 degrees, these two boys apparently are overheating, not heat stroke or heat,
The first stages of
but they're starting to overheat, so we want to be careful. But 80 degrees in the shade over there, and their rambunctious nature is what's making them overheat. So definitely something to pay attention to, and I'm really surprised. But so this is Titus. He's getting his ivermectin, and that is Yoshi, and he's gonna go home, find his new home. Cool. So I finished my first adoption, and oh, don't freak out. No, don't do it. I'm not touching you there. Saskia is filming a video because a family came with a little baby piggy from the pet store, and ow! And that piggy has a respiratory infection, even though it's a baby. So I'm holding Weed Whacker so he won't honk. Oh, that's gonna leave a mark. Hey, why do you get so upset? Why do you get so upset at first? Relax, relax, relax. Come here. Weed Whacker's all worked up. He's the dominant one in this relationship. So let's just show what happens if, so you guys think that I was manhandling him, but he's the one that is aggressive to me. See? Come here. Come here. You can't see. He's like on my shoe. Come here. Why my shoe? Come here. Why are you on my shoe? Are you trying to hump my shoe? Ow! You don't have to do... you should see, look what he's doing to my hand. Oh my God. What? You're already on my shoe. You don't have to... Look at that plumage. Oh, I should not have worn shorts today. Ah! Look at him. He's on my knees. We're doing couples yoga. Let me see your upward bird. Ow! We're doing couples yoga. Couples yoga. Fly. Fly. Oh, you bastard. That's going to leave a mark. Oh my God. Do I still have a nose, you guys? Is there any scratches? It's numb now. It's numb. You're in trouble. Don't ever trust a goose in heat. But just so you know, it wasn't me being aggressive, but I still love him. I still love you. I can't believe you bit my nose. I can't believe you bit my nose. I can't believe you bit my nose. We're gonna have to watch that in slow motion. Man, oh man. I should have kept my mask on. No, I should have kept my mask on. It's abuse! Yes, I'd like to report some animal abuse. Which animal is being abused? Me! Which animal's doing the abuse? Weed Whacker! I love you though. Watch out. Watch out. Okay, they're probably done doing that testimonial. So I gotta get back to work. Lick my wounds. Huh? You're not gonna bite me now with this thing on, huh? You don't know where to reach. Here's your way. Come here. Come here. I love you, Weed Whacker. Not the hair. Man, this is trust. Ooh. This is my training for entering the world of professional wrestling. The blood is real. The stunts are real. Ah! There's a further move. I love this goose. Hey, you're getting a little too upset. Oh, you bastard. Okay, that's it. That's it. We're done. We're done, Weed Whacker. I love you. You say goodbye to these guys. We run out of videotape. It's over. All right, you guys, I got to get back to work. I don't have much more video. I'm going to try to do a Q&A video this week and answer some of your questions. So if you have any questions, hit me up. You can either get me at scottysanimals@gmail.com, or you can fill out a contact form on my website, scottysanimals.com. All right, guys. Have a really great week. Oh, I love you. Be safe out there, guys. You calming down? You calm? No. You calm? Hey! Ow! Oh, I love you. You're so crazy. Okay. We can play later. We can play later some more. Oh my God. Hey, and maybe it would be fun to take a look at some of the single piggies while I'm taking a look at them. Look, there's Samantha. She just came in. Janie's on a pregnancy watch. Tabitha and Endora, they're hanging out. But let's look at the boys. We got Eves. He's missing an eye, but oh, he's so handsome. Hi, Eves. Oh, look at you. Hi, Eves. Okay. We got Darren, 6 months. Sydney's 8 months. We're trying to pair him up with a 2.5-year-old Piggy. So, Panzer doesn't say his age, but he looks like he's about a year. Leon is a possibility. Yoshi is just got adopted. So, take that card down. So, I think my two possibilities are, let's try Alfie. Let's give Alfie a try. He's 2 years old. So, I don't have enough video to shoot this bonding. Hey, but if you can't get enough bonding videos, watch my bonding playlist. There's tons of them. I get to feed Weed Whacker and the chickens. Hey, Weed Whacker. Come here. Here, I'm supposed to feed this to you like this. Is it okay? Here. Chicken. Rooster. Rooster. Hey. These are for you. These are for you. Ugh. Come here. Come on. Let's have something to eat. Come on. Come here. Here, try this one. I am so lucky to be able to spend my time with these little fluffies! With these little fluffies! I love you! Here. Come here. Get close to me. Get close to me. You want to come up? You come up. There you go. No humping. No humping. We're just eating. We're just eating today. No, I'm not eating. You've already attacked me too much. No. I see you. Oh. All right, guys. Well, it's the end of the day, and we survived some pretty good matches. And I'm just grateful to be able to be here and be able to help people give their animals a better life and to teach them what I've learned here. So, thank you guys so much. Let's talk in the comments. Have a really good week. I think I said that already. You're my fluffy. Yes, you're my fluffy. Eat this and not my face, please. Come on. Is that it? You want to get off? I mean, you're done. You want to go down? There you go. There you go. There you go. You're back on. Oh, I love you. Oh my gosh, you're going. Wait, what? Where are you going? Where are you even There's nowhere to go. Oh no! Weed whacker! His body seizes up and you know he's lost control. And in the throes of passion, he reached out and bit my eyebrow. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. Is that it? Here, finish the rest of your salad now. Come on. Now that we've thoroughly embarrassed ourselves. I'm gonna have a super purple eye for the rest of the week. Are you gonna poop on me? Don't poop on me! Alright guys. See you next week. Here, finish this. Come on everybody. You too.